Eric says, my question is, what are the must-see feuds and rivalries from your career that a new fan needs to look up and see? Like a best of Dutch compilation. Love the podcast. Keep up the great work. Thanks.
Well, most of my stuff, it was on videotape, which has more or less it was more or less gone. But I had some great matches with Randy Savage right before I went to Puerto Rico the first time. And I wish I still had them on video because they were some great matches. Also had a great run with Lawler in Memphis. And most of that is gone too, by the way. What I really wish I had was back in Georgia when I started. I learned with this guy, Ted Oates, and he's passed away now, but man, we really had some, what they call bangers, but we would go 15-minute, what they call Broadway, which like a time limit draw. And guys we get back in the dressing room and guys would tell us, slow down, because we didn't know a rest hold. We didn't know it. So we would just go and we'd go 15 minutes straight without really a break. Guys can take a break in a match, but they take a headlock and, take the guy over, and then that gives them time to breathe a little bit. But, and then a lot of my stuff in Puerto Rico, it's gone too. So unless it's unless it's been transcribed to CD, the tapes, every time you retape off of it, part of it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Part of it's gone.
It degrades over time. Yeah.
But your CDs won't. So
digital transfer and everything.
Digital will not. So I didn't learn that after for a while, but I know it now. I wish I had it.
What was your last feud as far as wrestling goes that you'd say, do you know what, watch this feud? Because I know you wrestle, we're talking late 80s Jeff Jarrett, you wrestled Jerry Lawler quite a lot, but when you were still full-time, what was your final great in-ring feud, would you say?
Well, it would be probably in Puerto Rico against a guy called Ray Gonzalez. A lot of people in Puerto Rico still remember that, but I was a heel then, and it was easy to get heat in Puerto Rico. I just go out and attack the people and tell them if they didn't understand, they need to take some English lessons and all. People hated me down there. Hell, I hated myself after I damn listened to some of my interviews. No wonder I couldn't walk down the street because, I didn't insult my opponent that much as I insulted the people. So I made it personal, and part of that insulting them, part of it's true. As like Puerto Rico, they can't speak English, they can't do this, they can't do that, and I would call them drunks and drug addicts. I would call them all these things. And the only way they had to get back at me is coming and booing me at the stadiums. So a lot of times we would go do these big stadium shows. I would run to the ring to get in because they would try to hit me with bottles and rocks and everything else. And when the match was over, I didn't take my time getting back in that dugout either because I ran back in there and watching the crowd because I would call it the Puerto Rican air parade. Boy, here the stuff would come. I had a guy, he was working for me, and his name was Exotico. He played like a gay character, which you used to be able to do. You can't do it now.
Unless you're gay.
Well, no, you still can't do it. Well, you could. What's the guy's called in Mexico? He's what's his name?
Oh, you love him, Cassandro.
Oh, Cassandro. He was great. He really was. But he used to come when he was a kid. He told me. He said he talked like this. He said, "Dutch, I don't know how to tell you this, but when I was a kid, I would come to the matches and I would sell rocks." To the fans to throw at you. I sold them for $0.10 a piece. I said, well, you little bastard. But yeah, they were very, very physical there. They wanted to hit me in the top of the head.